What is the role of a storyteller and poet in a world that has desensitized itself to fascists and genocide? A poet cannot indoctrinate, but they can certainly stir and awaken. And a poem is perhaps a beginning, and begin we must. I'm honored to welcome you all to the first program of G5A's 10th season, Together for Peace, Readings in Solidarity. Please join me in welcoming Rajni Bakshi, founder of Ahimsa Conversations on YouTube, and our newest member of the Advisory Council, to say a few words and begin the evening.
I would like to begin by paying my homage to Gigi and praying for his onward journey, which will surely be into a lovelier and softer light. We thought of beginning this evening with just one passage here in this section. There's another passage coming later from Gandhiji. This is from Young India because it captures, in a sense, the essence of his faith in nonviolence. So, in fact, it's often published with the title, My Faith in Nonviolence. Young India, 1st October, 1931. Gandhiji writes, I have found that life persists in the midst of destruction. And therefore, there must be a higher law than that of destruction. Only under that law would a well-ordered society be intelligible and life worth living. And if that is the law of life, we have to work it out in our daily life. Wherever there are jars, wherever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. In a crude manner, I have worked it out in my life. That does not mean that all my difficulties are solved. I have found, however, that this law of love has answered as the law of destruction never has done. Nonviolence is a weapon of the strong. With the weak, it might easily be hypocrisy, because fear and love are contradictory terms. Love is reckless in giving away, oblivious as to what it gets in return. Love wrestles with the world as with itself and ultimately gains a mastery over all other feelings. My daily experience, as of those who are working with me, is that every problem would lend itself to solution if we are determined to make the law of truth and nonviolence the law of life. For truth and nonviolence are, to me, faces of the same coin. Whether mankind will consciously follow the law of love, I do not know. But that need not perturb us. The law will work just as the law of gravitation will work whether we accept it or not. And just as a scientist will work wonders out of various applications of the laws of nature, like for instance electricity, so also the law of love. The man who discovered for us the law of love was a far greater scientist than any of our modern scientists. Only our explorations have not gone far enough. And so it is not possible for everyone to see all its workings. Such, at any rate, is the hallucination, if it is one, under which I am laboring. The more I work at this law, the more I feel the delight in life, the delight in the scheme of this universe. It gives me a peace and a meaning of the mysteries of nature that I have no power to describe. Thank you.
Mahatma Gandhi on Palestine, written in 1938, The Jews in Palestine. 1938, by the way, was 10 years before the creation of Israel. This was published in the Harijan, 26/11/1938. An excerpt. My sympathies are all with the Jews. I have known them intimately in South Africa. Some of them became lifelong companions. Through these friends, I came to learn much of their age-long persecution. Religious sanction has been invoked for the justification of the inhuman treatment meted out to them. Apart from the friendships, therefore, there is the more common universal reason for my sympathy for the Jews. But my sympathy does not blind me to the requirements of justice. The cry for the national home for the Jews does not make much appeal to me. The sanction for it is sought in the Bible, and the tenacity with which the Jews have hankered after return to Palestine. Why should they not, like other peoples of the earth, make that country their home, where they are born and where they earn their livelihood? It is wrong and inhuman to impose the Jews on the Arabs. What is going on in Palestine today cannot be justified by any moral code of conduct. The mandates have no sanction but that of the last war. Surely it would be a crime against humanity to reduce the proud Arabs so that Palestine can be restored to the Jews, partly or wholly, as their national home. The nobler course would be to insist on a just treatment of the Jews, wherever they are born and bred. The Jews born in France are French in precisely the same sense that Christians born in France are French.
The title of the poem is This Is Not What We Wanted by Tuvia Rubner. She's an Israeli poet, translated by Rachel Tizvia Back. This is not what we wanted. No, no, not this. Without them, who are we? And for what? We didn't want this. No, not this. We didn't think it would be like this. How the land just devours and devours.
Things You May Find Hidden in My Ear by Mosab Abu Toha. For Alicia M. Quesnel, MD. 1. When you open my ear, touch it gently. My mother's voice lingers somewhere inside. Her voice is the echo that helps recover my equilibrium when I feel dizzy during my attentiveness. You may encounter songs in Arabic, poems in English I recite to myself, or a song I chant to the chirping birds in our backyard. When you stitch the cut, don't forget to put all these back in my ear. Put them back in order as you would do with books on your shelf. 2. The drone's buzzing sound, the roar of an F-16, the screams of bombs falling on houses, on fields, on bodies, of rockets flying away rid my small ear canal of them all. Spray the perfume of your smiles on the incision. Inject the song of life into my veins to wake me up. Gently beat the drum so my mind may dance with yours, my doctor, day and night.
The Shelling Ended by Najwan Darwish, translated from the Arabic by Karim James Abu Zaid. No one will know you tomorrow. The shelling ended, only to start again within you. The buildings fell, the horizon burned, only for flames to rage inside you. Flames that devour even stone. The murdered are sunk in sleep, but sleep will never find you. Awake forever. Awake until they crumble. These massive rocks, said to be the tears of retired gods. Forgiveness has ended, and mercy is bleeding outside of time. No one knows you now, and no one will know you tomorrow. You, like the trees, are planted in your place while the shells are falling.
Thank you.
Pull Yourself Together by Hiba Abu Nada, translated by Catherine Halls. Oh, how alone we are. All the others have won their wars, and you were left in your mud, barren. Darwish, don't you know? No poetry will return to the lonely what was lost, what was stolen. How alone we are. This is another age of ignorance. Cursed are those who divided us in war and marched in your funeral as one. How alone we are. This earth is an open market, and your great countries have been auctioned away, gone. How alone we are. This is an age of insolence, and no one will stand by our side. Never. Oh, how alone we are. Wipe away your poems, old and new, and all these tears. And you, O Palestine, pull yourself together.
By Exiles by Agha Shahid Ali, a ghazal. For Edward W. Syed. In Jerusalem, a dead phone's dialed by exiles. You learn your strange fate. You were exiled by exiles. You open the heart to list unborn galaxies. Don't shut that folder when earth is filled by exiles. Before night passes over the wheat of Egypt, let stones be leavened, the bread torn wild by exiles. Crucified Mansoor was alone with the alone. God's loneliness, just his, compiled by exiles. By the Hudson lies Kashmir, brought from Palestine. It shawls the piano, bark beguiled by exiles. Tell me, who's tonight the physician of sick pearls? Only you as you sit, desert child, by exiles. Match Majnoon, or prayer will be nothing, distempered mild by exiles. Even things that are true can be proved, even they. Swear not by art, but O Oscar Wilde by exiles. Don't weep, we'll drown out the calls to prayer, O Saki. I'll raise my glass before wine is defiled by exiles. Was, after the last sky, this the fashion of fire? Autumn's mist pressed to ashes, styled by exiles. If my enemy is alone, and his arms are empty, give him my heart, silk-wrapped like a child by exiles. Will you, beloved stranger, ever witness Shahid? Two destinies at last reconciled by exiles.
What is Home by Mosab Abu Toha. What is home? It is the shade of trees on my way to school before they were uprooted. It is my grandparents' black and white wedding photo before the walls crumbled. It is my uncle's prayer rug where dozens of ants slept on wintry nights before it was looted and put in a museum. It is the oven my mother used to bake bread and roast chicken before a bomb reduced our house to ashes. It is the cafe where I played football matches and watched. My child stops me. Can a four-letter word hold all these?
I Often Dream by Najwan Darwish, translated by Kareem James Abu Said. I often dream that the waves of Haifa Sea are dunes of blue, and that an ageless camel driver is emerging from them, dragging the days behind him. He stops for a little while beneath my window, so I can give him everything the Arabs have laid away with me, the openings of unrecited poems and wars that never ended. I give him all of it, all their desperate love. And as he's loading these troves onto his steed, I convince him to take my life as well, for which I found no city, and my city for which I found no life. And I wave to him as he cuts across the dunes of blue, returning with his haul. My joy is indescribable. The Mediterranean has become a sea of dunes.
Thank you. फ़लस्तीनी बच्चे के लिए लोरी बाय फैज़ अहमद फैज़। मत रो बच्चे, तेरे आंगन में मुर्दा सूरज नहला के गए हैं, चंद्रमा दफना के गए हैं। फ़लस्तीनी शोहदा जो परदेस में काम आए बाय फैज़ अहमद फैज़। जिस जमीन पर भी खिला मेरे लहू का परचम, लहलहाता है वहाँ अर्ज़े फ़िलिस्तीन का अलम। तेरे आदा ने किया एक फ़िलिस्तीन बर्बाद, मेरे ज़ख्मों ने किए कितने फ़िलिस्तीन आबाद।
Think of Others by Mahmoud Darwish, translated by Hassan Higazi. As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget the pigeon's food. As you wage your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who seek peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others. Those who are nursed by clouds. As you return home, to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others. Those who have nowhere to sleep. As you express yourself in metaphor, think of others. Those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself. Say, if only I were a candle in the dark.
On This Earth by Mahmoud Darwish, translated by Fadi Juda. We have on this earth what makes life worth living. April's hesitation, the aroma of bread at dawn, a woman's point of view about men, the work of Aeschylus, the beginning of love, grass on a stone, mothers living on a flute's sigh, and the invader's fear of memories. We have, on this earth, what makes life worth living. The final days of September, a woman keeping her apricots ripe after 40. The hour of sunlight in prison. A cloud reflecting a swarm of creatures. And the people's applause for those who face death with a smile. A tyrant's fear of songs. We have, on this earth, what makes life worth living. On this earth, the Lady of Earth, mother of all beginnings and ends. She was called Palestine. Her name later became Palestine. My lady, because you are my lady, I deserve life.
If I Must Die by Rifat al-Arir, a 44-year-old Palestinian believed to be surgically targeted and killed in December 2023. If I must die, you must live to tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his dad who left in a blaze and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite, my kite you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment, an angel is there bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope. Let it bring a tale.
We invite you to join us in a moment of silence as we remember.